Okay, so I'll give us a very brief recap here. It was a short session, and one big thing happened. So as you guys were coming back with the moss from the waterfall.
Okay.
Kendra,
All right, Kendra.
There's a lot of background noise there.
That's like goddamn enough out of you.
Okay, so you guys were making your way back, and you encountered a visage of Ilmater, and he basically told Ayumi that time was of the essence, that you had to hurry because that some kind of ritual was nearly completing. So you guys made it back. You went to Sif in Nathie's caravan, and
Is that the kid's name? Sif?
Sif's the boy's name.
I don't think I ever caught that at any point.
That's okay. Maybe I never said it at any point. I don't know. At that point, Ayumi and Virginia took some horrible potion that Nathia had brewed up and were able to enter sort of a pocket dimension within Sif's soul, it would seem, where the Nalfashni was performing some sort of ritual that Ayumi and Virginia were able to disrupt and collapse that pocket dimension. So, the road folk were obviously extremely relieved to, have their boy back, but maybe they don't all, fully understand the implication of what was happening. At the end of the session, Chaddeus did steal the vial that held the milk of the Nalfashni and was kind of intercepted and met by Peerless Rao, the sort of mysterious tiefling figure who caught him alone for a moment and asked that Chaddeus would maybe meet him at the Zenruki at some point. So since then, things have been relatively quiet in Harlow. There's been a week of downtime, and I would love to just sort of round table a little bit and find out what everybody's been doing after those events in that bit of sort of quieter time. And I have a couple of things to add during that downtime, but anybody can kick us off here. How about Basil?
Yeah, so I think maybe Basil would have been doing some investigating of my own. I'm wondering maybe Basil would have handled the business, or that would be that we had talked about, or if that would have happened with the group. I feel like that would have been a good time to investigate his inheritance, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't want to gloss over anything important for the characters, but Basil, I will say that during the sort of previous few days here, as you've been going about your business and starting to research what's happened to your family, you have been followed from time to time by a young girl, one of the road folk who you had met outside of the caravan, and she seems very keen to get to know you. She just sort of tails you. She sort of eagerly asks you when she sees you to perform with your magic and to show her tricks. But it's happened in the previous week. It's happened 4 times that she's found you out of a crowd.
Okay, cool. Am I suspicious by her? I feel like Basil would kind of enjoy the attention. While disliking the child.
Yeah. She's an innocent kid from the road folk. You don't think she's up to any mischief. But yeah, what is your what would Basil's sort of reaction to that be?
Basil would begrudgingly entertain it while it's inside secretly thoroughly enjoying it. Kind of start off with my little tiny ice animal sculptures and things like that, and when she's continually interested and continually tracking me down, and I feel kind of like a celebrity almost, maybe pull out some of my bangers, freeze cartwheels as a merchant is going by or some like cool shit like that?
Nice. Okay, yeah, she's totally enthralled by all of it, and she introduces herself as Sari, Sari, and
Okay.
you can tell that she's also somehow touched by magic, and
Ooh,
she can like do small things. She can like make like a large snowflake in her hands, and like really like harmless things like that. But yeah, but it's pretty obvious that she wants you to like kind of teach her the thing that sort of comes naturally to you. It's not as if you're as a sorcerer like you have like some sort of specific incantation you're using.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Basil's involvement would sort of end where the entertainment aspect ended. And so I think it'd probably be like one of those like, oh, here's another trick, and now scram.
Fuck off, right? Okay.
Like, yeah, well, how do you do that? Oh, don't worry about it. Because I mean, like, in kind of a disappointing way, I think he'd be threatened by the idea of someone potentially learning what he can do, even if it's a child.
On approximately the third day after the events with Sif, like sort of a teenage boy runs up to you. He's got like this sort of like tight little like red vest on, and he runs up to you and he's got a scroll for you. And I'm gonna put it in your inventory here.
Spooky.
Roll.
Is it the plan for killing off Virginia? That one?
That's the other thing. We'll get to that. We'll get to that next week. Okay. How about you, Virginia?
So I remember we did a little bit of sleuthing in a library, or not a library, but a bookshop.
Yeah.
Bookshop.
I wrote down the name of the owner of
the
the
Query and
bookshop.
Quandary.
Yeah.
Her name is fucking. What is her fucking name?
It was like
Kana.
Sure.
Kana? That doesn't sound right.
Kana. Yeah.
Kanatha.
Okay, well, it's in my notes. Kanatha. That's it.
Conra.
Conra.
That's Conra is
I
what
remember
it is.
All right. I'll update my notes. Conra.
But I like to think that I hang out there, reading up, trying to like find anything. I don't necessarily have to find anything. I just think it's what I do. Makes for a nice little montage.
What are you looking for in particular?
I'm looking for stuff about the Nefalshni, because I feel like we still don't really know much or anything about it. About the Nefalshni or about the milk.
The milk, like remember, like the milk like spilled and like a little bit of it spilled and
Yeah, like burned the floor of the caravan when it spilled out. Yeah, so I'll say that it's not terribly helpful. Conra doesn't really seem. She seems kind of put off. If you mention the Nefalshni by name, like she's not eager to like help you look for the information, and just sort of vaguely suggests that she doesn't have any information for you in the query and quandary. But as the days go by, the like town has gotten, quite a bit further along in setting up for this oncoming festival, and you've taken notice in your kind of time around town that right in like kind of the main square of town is like a big town green, and you've noticed that they've set up like this enormous wall of hay bales, and they're setting up this like elaborate like archery contest has been set up. And I mean, I won't put words in your mouth. I don't know how interested Virginia would be in that, but at some point you sort of get home from a day of like perusing over at the Query and Quandary, and your father is there. Karen is at home, and he announces to you that he's entered both of you into the archery contest because he thinks it's going to be an extremely good bonding experience for you. And
I make a big stink about it, but I am underneath it all extremely excited.
Okay, yeah, he's like so stoked to bond with his daughter.
This really seems like an activity chosen for exactly one of us. So thanks, Dad.
This is a very Virginia-centric activity.
Totally.
Can I use a crossbow?
You could probably use a crossbow.
Well, good, because I was going to buy one anyways. Now I can charge it to your account and get myself a nice one. So thanks,
Your line
Dad.
of credit.
But wasn't there also that lizard man that I talked to at the end of the last encounter?
Yeah, damn it.
Lizard
It
man.
wasn't.
The tiefling, I think.
He's a tiefling.
Oh, I thought it was a lizard man.
No,
I mean, pretty much.
not pretty much.
Is
Demon
it a
man.
lizard demon?
They both have tails. That's offensive as fuck. That you think they're the same.
Sharp teeth.
Tieflings don't even all have
Cold-blooded.
tails. Hashtag not all tieflings.
Okay, well, you are able to procure yourself a crossbow for 75 gold.
All right.
You
I
have
get
75
a
gold.
one with gold filigree and fancy shit on it that absolutely doesn't do anything for its utility, but is real pretty.
I assumed it was really fancy. That's why I charged you extra. Oh, wait, do you want a light crossbow or a heavy crossbow?
Light crossbow.
Okay, it's actually 50 GB.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was thinking we would have some table time for if you wanted to go meet Peerless Row.
Yeah, I don't know when we want to do that, but that's probably part of my plan.
Okay. How about you, Ayumi?
Other than apparently taking a vow of silence over the break, and obviously I checked in with the kid, Demon Kid, to make sure he's no longer Demon Kid. Other than that, I mean, I haven't been doing a lot. Resting, I hadn't slept for a good couple of days, so I took a day just to sleep. And also, I'm trying to find where I can acquire a war horse. I know I have nowhere near the money for it at the moment, but I want a horse.
I'll say this. You've been checking in on Sif, and he is still recovering, but you have a feeling that at the end of this week of downtime, he may be recovered enough to talk to you. But in the meantime, the road folk have been extremely appreciative, and they've been showing that by first laying tribute at the temple of Lathander, and then on the 5th day after saving Sif, they Bridger, the leader of this group of road folk, he comes to the temple and he asks you to follow him, to accompany him out into the woods.
Wow, that's suspicious. Oh,
Hey man, you want to come out to
in character,
the
I'm not suspicious at all of this dude. Out of character, somebody leading me into the woods, suspicious.
Do you want to go with him?
Oh yeah. Yumi
Okay.
doesn't think twice about it. Yeah, she'll go.
Okay. So he takes you. He starts to walk out, and you guys kind of walk by the road folk encampment, and a few others sort of fall in behind, like a half dozen other men, fall in behind as you guys walk by. And he takes you out into the woods and walks for about 20 minutes and into a clearing where there's this sort of small stone monument, and it looks almost like a seat out there. And he says, I know that it isn't much, but we know that Harlow doesn't have a shrine to Ilmater, and we thought that maybe this would do for now, and you could.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet.
Maybe this would do for now for you, and we don't know how we would ever repay you for what you've done for us.
I just thank all of you so much. And really, making a shrine to Ilmater is the best way you could express that. Because really, he's the one who saved your boy, saved Sif, not me.
He says
you,
that.
Jesus. Okay.
I can't. I gotta thank Ilmater for
Yeah.
He then takes your hand and he places into it a wood medallion, and in it is carved the like a sign. It's basically like just like a little arch with like a little half sun rising above it. And he says, if you ever need to, you can call on the road folk.
All right, let me write that in my inventory. Road folk summoning device.
Device
Please,
is a
please try to use it to actually summon a road folk.
Summons 1d4 road folk.
It's like in a dungeon. Like, what the fuck?
We need to make a bridge, summon 4 road folk, and we will use them.
Right.
Walk across the bridge.
Cool. And finally, Valna, what have you been doing? Where have you been sleeping?
On the outside of the house.
Okay. I do want to say before you go any further that over a few nights, you have like woken up from time to time to like the sound of like low voices and like boot scuffs like in the street outside of the Orem estate.
Can I do like a roll to see if I...
Is somebody gonna rob us?
Sure, roll perception.
There's some ne'er-do-wells congregating
Ne'er-do-wells?
outside our house.
The perception's pretty dank, but...
Pretty
Why would
bad.
Yeah.
you say that
I had to
before
fucking
you
say
got
it,
a
yeah,
response?
Yeah, you had to say it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't really have it. You did. All you know is that like you've woken up to, you know, one or more people like too close for comfort to the Orem like household. Like you don't know what they're doing. You don't see any faces or anything, but you just like.
Does it seem like they're like in close proximity to me or in close proximity to the house?
It seems as though they're getting close to the house and, you know, realizing there's like an 8-foot guard dog in the front yard.
Cool.
Wow, it's like when you sleep on the street, you get woken up by traffic. It's crazy.
You get... So, I mean, I guess that's a little more information than I deserved.
That's probably
given
true,
that I
but-
got a
We're
crit
rolling a
fail on
one.
that. Yeah, but anyway,
Maybe it's false information.
yes, that could be true. Or I could be misinterpreting things.
What do you want to do?
Well, like I said, from everyone else's perspective, well, from Virginia and Chaddeus' perspective, they see Valna like get up and pack all her shit at some point and in the middle of the night and just start like leave.
Yeah, well, where are you headed?
Valna starts to leave Harlow and head back toward her
What?
home in the Varla Mountains in the middle of the night, and she begins to make her way.
After a few nights in the woods, you have a dream that isn't a dream. You fall asleep on a mat you've made of pine needles beneath a tree, and you wake up on top of a mountain, and there is like a screaming blizzard all around you. It's just like whipping at your clothes and your hair, and you can feel it like freezing moisture to your skin. And all you know is that you've got to get down off the mountain.
Okay. I start to try to do that.
Okay. Make a survival check for me.
Okay. 14.
Okay. You are able to, you sort of start picking your way down off this peak, and the visibility is terrible. You can't tell like how far away the next peak is, or even if there is one. All you can see is like several feet in front of you in the snow, and you start making your way down through this like knee-deep snow, sort of sliding and tumbling from time to time. And eventually you find, after hours and hours of walking, you find like a little like outcropping with some shelter from the wind, and you're able to rest there and sleep. Make a survival check for me.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Bam, another one. Ooh.
After a few hours rest, you realize that the temperature and the altitude, even though you are resistant to it, it's just not safe to stay this high. So you continue down the mountain, and you're picking your way through snow fields and across these razor sharp glaciers, and eventually, after what feels like several days of this, you're just stopping to rest. It gets dark, it gets light again, the blizzard continues to blow. After several days, you come down into like sort of a short bit of outcropping that goes flat, and you can see that it sort of carves into the side of the mountain. It's flat, and you can see like a rock wall against the other side. And as you sort of stumble to it, assuming there's going to be some sort of shelter against the wall, you hear like a voice cry out in the storm. And it's a man's voice, and it's wild, and you don't understand what it's saying. And then you see like this shadow come like sprinting towards you through the snow.
Whoa.
Oh, your boy. whoever the fuck that is.
All right, put yourself out.
Daddy.
Put yourself out here.
Daddy.
This guy comes like barreling through the snow towards you, and he gets here, and he's going to attempt to grapple you. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
You said this is a Goliath?
He's of your stature, but there's something quite different in his face. Like his cheekbones are very high, and his forehead is like very prominent, and he looks sort of the same but different.
Cool. Okay. So what do you want me to do?
Roll a strength saving throw.
Okay, well then let's just do a regular ass strength saving throw.
Yeah, so he comes like just like screaming out of this out of the snow here, and right before he gets to you, you realize that he's come from like a cave entrance, and there's like a little bit of light peeking through outside of this like entrance behind him here. But he does get to you and just like tackles you to the ground. You two go like rolling through the snow. But he's got you grappled, so it's your turn.
I'm going to rage, I guess.
Okay.
As my first thing. Is that an action or?
It's just your bonus.
Okay. And I just get a regular check to try and break this, or what?
Yeah, right. You can just use like just competing strength checks.
So I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, but I mean he also does, right? So
yeah.
Okay. So advantage.
Yeah, he's still got you pinned. And,
oh my god!
So you struggle to break free, and he sort of like gets you on your back, and he just like lifts up with like a two-handed attack, he's just trying to like bash your skull in with his two fists. So he's gonna try to hit you with advantage. Oh, it's not supposed to go. It's like a 21 to hit. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
Yeah, he'll do. It's 6 damage. Sorry.
I think I've heard this Bible story before. You're gonna wrestle with him. He's gonna like touch your hip socket and break your leg.
Is that a thing?
Yes, it is a thing. You just have to keep wrestling him until he blesses you.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Bless me.
Classic.
Bless me.
Make a lot of assumptions right now. So yeah,
I mean, I have to assume the person he's wrestling is literally God. So that's who all the mysterious people we run across are.
So yeah, he just like lifts up, and then he just like brings both of his fists down, and you're lucky that it doesn't just catch you in the mouth; it just catches you like kind of on the side of your head.
So he's not using a weapon or anything. He's just
he's like barehanded, and he's basically just in like rags, like a loincloth. He doesn't have any sort of weapon on him.
Daddy. All right.
Yeah, but he's just like ripped as fuck. He's like insanely strong and ripped.
Okay, so is it my turn again?
Yep.
I'm gonna try again, I guess.
Okay.
19.
20. Yeah, unfortunately, you're still unable to break free.
Oh fuck! I didn't say 420. Damn it. Okay.
420, baby.
420, baby. Do I see anything around me that it could like be helpful?
I mean, you can give me a perception check, but it's just like whipping snow around you guys.
I know. I'm. This is
Yeah.
a desperation thing. So 10.
Yeah, you're actually
Sure,
able to
cool.
find like in the scruff you guys have kicked up like a little bit of kind of like gravel and stone, and you can find like kind of a palm-sized stone next to you.
Kick his ass.
But I can't do an attack because my action was trying to get out. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
A rock though.
I got rocked.
Can a rock though?
He comes down on you again. That's like a 10 to hit.
Does not hit.
Yeah, so he's just like, sort of flailing. And while he like, he's just like blindly trying to kill you. He's just like throwing punches and fists at your face. And he's also just like, screaming in the storm about like something, he's like speaking a language that you don't recognize.
So it's not like giant. He's not speaking giant or anything.
It's not giant.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should just punch him back instead of trying to escape. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's
That's the plan.
Yeah, he's able to just sort of like block what you're trying to do while he's got you kind of pinned in the snow. And then he's gonna do it. He's gonna do the same thing.
That hits, I think.
Yeah, it's still like 20. Yeah, yeah. So again, another blow comes down on your head.
You might not get blessed, dude.
Please stop punching me. I almost died last time.
Yeah, take 6 damage again. Right?
6?
No, sorry. No, take 9 damage, bludgeoning.
Takes me down to 5 hit points.
Well, no, you have resistance to this stuff while you're raging.
Oh,
Yeah, you take half damage.
Read
For
your
any physical
rage.
Yeah, you essentially double your life.
Right, while you're raging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you have like your
yeah.
you have something else too. Like,
Stone's endurance.
yeah, stone's endurance.
When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12, add the con modifier, and you reduce the damage by that number.
So only 2 damage.
2 damage.
So yeah, you like try to like knock him off of you, and he blocks your shot. And he just comes like right down, like hammer fist onto your nose, and you can just feel your nose get crushed. But it only makes you like rage more. You're just like furious. Okay, so your turn.
I'm gonna yell up into his face like, what do you want? Basically, like what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, he doesn't seem to really
doesn't
like.
respond. Okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty intent on what he's doing here.
Hit him again, I guess. There you go.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
5.
Yeah, so you like bring the rock up and you just like connect with like the side of his jaw, and you actually send him like tumbling into the snow over here. And you see like this blood splatter across the snow, and he lets out this like low, just like as he goes tumbling. So on his turn, he sort of like shakes it off and like stands up off the ground, and then he's gonna come back at you and try to. He's gonna try
Grapple
to like,
me again.
No, he's just gonna try to punch you again. He seems content to fight standing up now. Does a 15 hit you?
15 is my AC.
Yes, all right. He does hit you. This time just for 6 damage. Sorry, I keep forgetting he's raging. Right.
So 3.
Yep. So 3. Yeah. So he comes back and just like catches you in the ribs with a shot.
All right, coming at you with this fucking rock again, my guy. You. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit. All right. So yeah, you like just kind of like haymaker with this stone in your hand, and again you just like catch him on the side of the head, and you can like see some teeth go flying with this like spray of blood comes out of his face, and he like sort of stumbles to the ground, and you can hear him like where he was kind of like previously just like grunting and like screaming these words you don't know. He starts to like chuckle under his breath. He's like
Does he really do the cackle, or is that?
Yeah, and he's just
Okay,
like going
good.
nuts with laughter. He's like and he just like stands up and he just like wipes his mouth and like splashes the blood down into the snow. And then he just like comes to you and he like puts his hands on your shoulder, just like smashes his head into you.
Yeah.
The headbutt. And then he gives you like this big hearty slap on the back, and then just starts like walking back through the snow and toward this cave. And then he gets there and he like sort of gestures for you to follow him.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't see any other fucking where to go. Are you gonna kill me when I get inside? All right, whatever. Fuck it, I'm down.
Okay. Right as you're like going into the cave, and you like sort of have to duck to get your head into this like sort of stone entrance. Right as you do, out in the storm, you hear this like screech, this like horrible like roaring screech somewhere behind you in the snow. And then you enter the cave. And as you do, you can see that it's like very, very simple in here. He's got like some furs against one side, and there's like a small fire burning.
I get the impression that this is like contemporary, like this could be contemporary, like the way.
Give me like a history check.
Okay. I do not have good history.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, it's just very rudimentary, you know? It's like primitive. And, you know, I mean, you
like more primitive than Goliath stuff.
Yeah, and you could imagine that like in a survival situation, you might find yourself doing this, you know, like it's just some skins and he's like in this cave and you're not really sure like what he's eating and there's nobody else. And he just sort of like goes in, like warms himself a little bit by the fire. And then he like, once you get a better look at him, you can see that he's like very hairy also, like much hairier than a Goliath would be. Like hair like runs down his knuckles and stuff. And he sort of like goes like further back in the cave and light still reaches here, but he stops at like another sort of like crack in the wall. And he just says, Banta. Banta. And he like gestures into the crack, but it's not like a word, you know. He's just like gesturing and saying, he's like egging you on into it. Yeah, so you go through and you can like barely squeeze in some places, and you're like in this crack for what seems like hours, you know, and there's like barely room to breathe in certain places. And in certain spots, you're like having to get down on your belly and like crawl down through these like extremely tight and claustrophobic spaces in the cave. And you're going in complete pitch dark. You're just like going by feel, and it's taking you forever. And just as a bit of doubt starts to get into your mind, and just as you start to think that, you know, maybe you're never going to be able to back out of this, that you see like a glimmer of firelight ahead of you, and you emerge into like an enormous cavern. I mean, it's like a cathedral. It just goes like hundreds of feet high, and these like stalactites are hanging down from out of the darkness. And there's a small fire burning toward one wall of the cavern. And there's a like small sort of like lanky character over there, and appears feminine. And she seems to be like drawing on the wall by firelight. And there's just sort of like a small pile of stuff by her. And she's just over there, and she hasn't noticed you yet. But as you watch, you can see that she's like dipping her hand into something, and then like making these gestures on the wall, and has been like painting like figures.
Do I see what's his name anywhere around?
Go ahead and throw a perception check. You don't see Urthok. You only see this one character over here. And as you start to like kind of go into the cavern, the light from this small fire like flares up a little bit, and you can see that the walls of the cavern are like basically entirely covered by these like paintings, these hand paintings, and they depict all kinds of things like animals, and they depict people and groups of people, and yeah, just various symbols and figures and landscapes and things.
Can I do another like history? See if any of this is
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
ringing a bell.
I mean, there's none of it is like specific to you, or none of it means anything like super specifically. But you do know that Goliaths have a history of like recording, great hunts or great feats or these like victories in this way.
But this woman does not look like a Goliath. Or
It's
feminine
it's
figure.
hard to tell. Do you want to approach her?
Yeah. Well, I figured I would have
Okay.
got enough to look at the stuff.
Yeah, as you do, as you approach, she sort of stops what she's doing and like wipes her hand on this like bit of hide, and she turns to you and she says, "In Goliath," and you see that she's like a like young teenage girl. She's like maybe 13 or 14, and she turns to you and she says, "In Goliath."
It's a Goliath woman or girl.
Yeah, it's like a young Goliath girl, and she says, "Daughter of mountains, seeker of stone, what's brought you here?"
I guess I'm speaking back in Goliath, so I would be able to speak better. And Vanna says, "I've lost faith in what I've been trying to do out here, and I feel like I made a mistake in leaving my tribe, and I think it's time that I go back. That's what I'm doing here. And I'm right here, right now. I'm just seeking shelter after I just got my ass beat."
She says, "Oh, you met Urthok. His deeds are recorded here upon the wall." And she points to like way up, like extremely high and to one side, like way up. And the paintings up there are like, even more primitive than what she's doing. They're just like these really like abstract representations. And she points up there and she says, "Your tribe will be fine without you, as mine is without me, though I am the greatest hunter that they've ever known."
Oh, okay.
Not even a humble.
Well,
thought.
I mean,
Like,
I don't want to
I-
even get into this with you right now, but I think that's not accurate.
She says, "I'm called Ani. What are you called?"
Valna.
"Fauna." I don't like it. My name is better."
Oh, what's your nickname? What's your code name? Or yeah, your
"I'm Ani Skyteller."
Sky
She
Teller.
didn't even have Hunter in her name. How could she be the greatest hunter? Come on.
Yeah. Hunter is straight up in the name.
Straight up in my name. She says, "Fauna, you cannot stay here. This is not your home. And your tribe is also not your home. Maybe you have no home."
Just fucking kill yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Damn.
She says,
Well, if I don't have a home, can I just stay here?
she says, "No, you cannot stay here. Only I remain here."
Wow.
She says, "But before you go, join me. Paint a tail." And she like gestures toward this like bucket of this like liquid, and then toward the wall where she's been working.
Okay. And so, just anything?
She says, "Well, not anything."
Yellow swag
Yeah.
2069.
Yeah. She says, these are the greatest triumphs of our people. What will you add, Fauna?"
I look down and I say, I don't have any great triumphs yet or ever. Yeah, I'm like obviously ashamed in this moment already for like what I perceive as failing and stuff, and so I'm just like I don't have anything that deserves to be up on this wall.
She says, "Well, perhaps paint what you will do." And then she sort of like just goes back to painting this scene of like all these like figures chasing like some large like four-legged animal.
I sort of start to draw a map or like a rough representation of, you know, the Varla Mountains where I'm from, and I draw some Goliaths and some other kinds of figures that are not Goliaths, kind of driving away some representation of evil from the Varla Mountains. Yeah, that's more or less what I kind of try and represent. I don't know exactly how more specifically than that.
Yeah, after a time, she comes over to appraise your work, and she's like wiping her hand on these highs. She says, well, you do need practice. She says, but... she says,
what is this bullshit?
I see that though you may not know the cause, you are dedicated to it. I wish you glory, Fauna, Cloud Hunter. You may continue. And then she just sort of like gestures toward the other end of the cavern.
Oh, there's like another side of the cavern?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like another.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I got paint on my hands, I guess, now, but it's...
yeah, you do. You got paint on your hands. Yeah, so as you're leaving, you sort of turn back and you take one last look, and there's this girl, you know, back there doing her painting, and she's just surrounded by these, like, you know, thousands of paintings. It must have taken years and years to do what's happened in here. And yeah, you just take like a little mental snapshot for later, a little keepsake. But she's just like diligently back at work. And then you go into another path out of this cavern. And this one is like well hewn, and it's your size. And it's easily navigable with like graceful turns and a slow sort of slope downward. And eventually, after a few hours of walking, you come out and into a like very like peaceful glade. And the snow here is like piled up in these great pillowy drifts. And it's like weighing down the boughs of pine trees all through the glade. And you can hear up ahead a crackling fire, like a hot crackling fire, and like a great loud voice just like humming tunelessly. Night has started to come. It's like evening, and the snow is just falling these like fat lazy flakes, and you can hear this voice, and just through like the boughs of a thicket of trees, you can see some light flickering ahead of you.
All right, I continue.
Okay, yeah, eventually you find your way to a clearing where you see a bonfire twice as tall as you are. It's this massive fire. It's probably like 30 foot in diameter, and tending it is a giant. This like enormous woman is there tending it, and she has these like deep wrinkles in her skin, and she's feeding the fire like whole pine trees. She's like putting them on the fire, and she's like humming to herself this tune. And as she notices you eventually, and she sort of like gestures you around and shows you that there's like a few like large animals being like roasted there by the fire, and she offers you food there. Do you partake?
Yeah, I give just like a nod. I guess I try and speak.
Do you speak giant?
I say, yeah, I speak giant.
Okay.
I don't think there's a Goliath language. I think it's just giant.
Oh, is that accurate? There is no. Well, in canon now, there's a Goliath and there's a giant language. So.
Okay. Well, all right, cool. Yes, I speak both of them.
Okay.
I just say thank you.
Yeah, she sort of like, you know. Yeah, just like nods and gestures to you, and then.
But she like understands me. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, totally. Yeah, and she goes and like, as you're eating, she sort of like slips into the woods and comes back, and you hear like this cracking out in the woods and the sound of like tree fall, and she comes back like dragging this tree and like throws another pine on the thing and then on the fire, and then she sits beside you and she picks up like a whole animal, whatever these like deer-like animal are, and she picks it up and starts to like munch on it, and she starts to sing a song. And I'm not going to sing it to you, but I'm going to read you the lyrics. Okay. In Giant, she sings this. She says, "Spider in the woods, serpent in the bog, seek the ghost, lift the fog. A drop of milk spilled too soon, a drop of blood, a hidden tomb." And she just like repeats that over and over again.
I ask her, what is that you're singing?
She actually just like continues to sing it. Like at this point, she's basically ignoring you, and she's just like staring into this bonfire. This like old giant woman.
Yeah.
And she's got like grease on her chin and stuff, and she's just like sitting there and she just keeps saying it. Spider in the woods, serpent in the bog, seek the ghost, lift the fog. A drop of milk spilled too soon, a drop of blood, a hidden tomb.
I think at a certain point I start to sing along with her.
Okay. Yeah, eventually as time goes by and you're sitting there and you're warmed by the fire, you like lay down on a pad of pine needles and you fall asleep to the sound of her voice, sort of like reciting this repeatedly. And when you wake up, you're back in the woods somewhere outside Harlow.
Wow. Sweet. Hell yeah. After, reflecting on this, I kind of see it as a sign that I should maybe keep going, stick it out a little while longer with these fucking jamokes. Jabronis.
At the beginning of that, I definitely thought that was you quitting the campaign.
Well, that was the emotional tension that I wanted to.
I felt it. I was
scene,
there.
So I'm back.
So I'm back. This little like tune she was singing, Valna, you like can't get it out of your head. Like the whole way back, you're just like repeating it to yourself.
All right. Well, then I get back and I knock on the door of the estate.
So while you were vision questing, you woke up and you've returned like in the middle of the night. It's like the wee hours in the morning when you.
I don't understand social niceties though, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
Well, when you get there, you actually don't have to knock because the door is ajar.
What? Okay. Well, then I
You're
push the door in a little
here.
bit and say, Chaddeus, Virginia.
When you say that, you hear like some scuffling in the dark, and then you hear like a whispered voice, and then you hear from upstairs like a holler, like this ah! And sort of all hell breaks loose as you see like three dark figures go like darting out the back of the property, and then you hear like thumping above you upstairs. And Virginia and Chaddeus, you also wake to the sound of your father yelling upstairs.
Oh, geez.
I run in and start to sprint upstairs to where I hear the yelling coming from.
All right,
Ooh.
Dang.
You rush
This is a nice.
and
It's like a Wes Anderson movie.
out there.
I call.
You guys sleep in the same room? That would be adorable.
That's my bedroom now.
All five.
Mostly because that's the one that my thingy actually worked on. Actually, that's the smallest room. I don't think that he'd have that.
I like that. Like I'm the only person that isn't living on that property.
You could be, probably. He likes you best of all.
Yeah, but I mean, I have an obligation to the temple.
Okay, so Val, as you reach the top of the stairs, there are like two men dressed in like dark clothes, like leathers and shit, like running towards you, and they sort of like skid to a halt as they see you coming up the stairs. They're like sprinting their way out, and then you're coming up, and they're like they like skid to a halt. So let's go ahead and roll a little inish. Just I gotta clear that. Sorry.
Ooh, look at that goodness.
Look at how good at this I am.
Oh wait, where's my bed?
Oh, hey, Chaddeus, sorry, you're actually in your father's room. I'm gonna move you to this room.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Let's go call that big
No,
room.
that's Daddy's room.
Yeah.
As hard as you bullied him, he would not give you his room.
His room has a fucking pentagram or some demonic shit on the floor.
Yeah, you can,
Oh yeah, that seems like it should be Chaddeus.
we don't ask about that. You guys have actually never been in his bedroom before. The door is always locked. Okay, yeah, about it. Fine. You you like run to the top of the stairs and here are these like two assholes running towards you, and they just like sort of like skid to a stop right in front of you.
I guess I'm going to like try and grab them both.
What? Okay.
Can I do that? Can I try and grapple them both?
There aren't specifically rules for double grapple, but I do really.
Yeah,
like
it's your
it.
job to.
So, yeah, I'm gonna have you roll twice with disadvantage though, and they're each gonna roll once. You're gonna roll for each of them with disadvantage, and they're gonna each roll once.
What? Even if I rage?
Okay, you're gonna rage on your way up the stairs. That's fine.
No. Okay. No. It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, it might. You're just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? All right. Whatever. I'll just try and grapple both. I'll do your thing. Okay. 2 strength checks with disadvantage coming right up.
Yeah, you like sort of come out, you just see him kind of, you just like reach out to try to bear hug both of them, and they're just like so surprised to see you there. And this one actually manages to like slip back into this corner, but you do grapple this guy. And this is like just like a scruffy, full-grown man. He smells like shit, and he's got like a little bit of a pot belly.
Can I just give him like a punch in the stomach just to try and like put him on the ground? Like,
well, you got him grappled.
Yeah, but I'm gonna deal with the other one. I'm gonna try and deal with it. But I'm saying I want to like. I guess I already grappled him. That's my action. Okay.
Yeah, that's your action. All right.
Yep. Move on. Proceed.
Okay, Chaddeus. Yeah, you are sleeping soundly, and you wake up to the sound of your father's voice, like crying out in the dark. And yeah, what do you want to do? And now you've heard like a bit of a scuffle right outside your door, like right at the top of the stairs, basically.
Right. So I hear that. I'm sound asleep, and I sit up straight and fall out of bed. Can I roll like a dex or something to not get tangled up in sheets and hit the ground running? I feel like there's no way
Are you sleeping in
Chaddeus is going to wake up and bound up gracefully and go look at what's going on and attack. So you know what? There should probably be a thing.
All right, give me a dex save against sheet entanglement.
I was hoping for some nice silk pajamas, but
I mean, I can guarantee I'm not wearing armor. Let's put it that way.
You leap out of bed and you sort of like stumble and catch yourself against the wall here as you get out of bed.
Okay. So I'm going to run over here and peer out through the door to see what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. You open the door crack and you look out there, and it's really dimly lit, but you're able to see like the large familiar sight of Vauna, who went missing, basically 2 nights ago at this point. Without really telling you why or where. You thought maybe you'd never see her again, but all of a sudden here she is at the top of your stairs, and she's like wrestling this like character in dark that you don't recognize.
He's a
Cool.
character.
So,
Some kind of character.
I'm guessing my shit is in the bedroom somewhere. I just
Makes-
want to grab
makes
like
sense.
my scimitar.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna grab my crossbow now that I have it. I fancy crossbow.
Okay.
And just wait at the door since I'm pretty sure all of that is probably a turn's worth.
Yeah, I mean, all you did was like run forward, look, and interact with an object. So you could take a shot if you want. You get a full turn.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I didn't want to push my luck. I'm gonna go for this one. I think this will clear its line of sight.
Yeah, the one that's grappled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Boom.
Yeah, you stick him. This like little fine crossbow bolt goes flying through the darkness, and you hear a satisfying wet thud on the other side.
Oh yeah. So do I see like it come through?
No, I mean you hear it, but you're sort of like wrestling with this guy. You don't really know what exactly has happened. But this guy right here is going to try to stick his dagger in you. He's gonna stab your ass for 2 damage.
Ah, damn. Itch.
God damage.
Virginia.
All right. I bolt upright in bed. I don't know
Okay.
what's going on. I am not going to grab any weaponry, but I'm just going to go out into the fucking hallway.
Perfect.
You know what? Since I won't be able to attack anyway, and I don't have a weapon, I'm just going to spend both my actions running.
Okay, just dashing out there. Yeah, you easily round the corner, and yeah, you see the same thing that Chaddeus saw. This like tussle is now happening at the top of the stairs, and Valna is there just like being a general badass.
I'm just going to go, ah!
Ah!
And that's it. Yeah.
I shouldn't be the one to bring this up since I'm not even here, but like your dad like screamed. Somebody should be concerned about him, right? Somebody should be.
Oh shit, you're right.
Shit, you
should be
right.
concerned.
Too late.
Luckily, there's
Basil.
one more person left in the who is waking up.
Basil rolls over, grabs a pillow, puts it over his ear.
Honestly, yeah. Checks out.
Scott, take an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, for acting in character. This other guy here, he's going to try to get past you, Valna. He's like, he sees like how fucked his buddy is here, but he doesn't really seem to care very much. And he's gonna try to like move past you. I guess you don't really get an opportunity attack, right? Because you're grappling this guy. I guess I'll give you the choice. You could choose to opportunity attack and drop the grapple, or maintain the grapple and not opportunity attack.
I'm gonna maintain the grapple.
I agree. Bird in the hand is worth
Okay.
more than one in the bush.
Yeah. I messed it in hand.
Two in the bush. So
Okay, yeah, this guy gets past you and makes it like, you know, basically the bottom of the stairs, but he looks like he's booking it. All right, Valna, you're up.
All right. Well, then, so tell me what you want me to do to make the following happen. I want to throw this guy
Yes.
stairs and bowling pin the other one, and make
love
them
it.
both crumple to the ground. That seems like the most reasonable course of action at this point.
Okay, well, off the top of my head, I think you should spend your rage.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and then I think you should make a strength check with your rage advantage to toss him, and then you should also make a ranged attack with a improvised weapon. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you got him. I adjusted his AC up to 18 because he rolled well on the strength, but you got him. This guy like slips behind you, and you're like wrestling with this other asshole, and he like pokes you with the dagger, and you just like grab him by his belt and his collar, and you just like fucking hurl his ass off the landing down the stairs. These two just go like slamming into a wall and like break a big ass like hole in the wall at the top of the like landing right there.
I love it.
All right, you take an inspiration. I love it
Thanks.
too.
Thanks, Daddy.
Darn.
Yeah, it's
All right,
your
Chaddeus.
turn. Step it up, Virginia. Or Chaddeus.
Yeah, I'm going to go chasing after them.
Okay, down the
5,
stairs.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Damn it, I can't get far enough to attack, I think, on this turn.
Well, you can use your bonus action to dash, and then you can get in range. Or
Whoa.
Oh, shit, good point. Dash
That's really
is
good.
60 feet?
Yeah, changes your movement
Okay.
to 60 feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
just move
5,
another
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to shoot this one with my crossbow.
Okay.
Wow, I'm just rolling worse and worse, but pew, pew, pew. And that's my turn.
Okay, that guy that you just shot is like fucked up. He's like trying to stand up, but you're surprised. After getting like thrown down the stairs and shit, you like can't believe he's even moving. But move he does. He stands up and he tries to like grab his buddy and like pick him up too. So he's like trying to like help this other guy stand, and he starts to like sort of hobble down the stairs here, but he's not moving very fast. Okay, Virginia.
All right. I'm gonna compose myself, take a few couple breaths in the zone, and then move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So I can dash again. Use both of my actions.
Okay.
Get right up to them.
Are
Okay.
you just throwing your body into the fray on principle?
Absolutely. I'm just at a total loss for what to do. I'm just running at these guys.
Okay, Basil, from under the pillow, you're trying to like get some sleep, and you hear like a little bit of scuffling. You assume somebody's getting up for a midnight snack, and then all of a sudden you hear this like fucking like house shaking boom as these two guys hit this wall, and just shortly thereafter, from the room across the hall, you hear like a wincing sound, just like a.
So, I guess how much am I allowed to go towards this wheezing? Like getting out of bed and moving my movement speed, I guess.
Yeah, I'll say, just for the theatrics of it, you can get to the doorway. Sure. Across the hall from you there.
Can I put my little ear up to it? Or like try the door and then leave my turn on a cliffhanger?
Sure. Yeah, you reach to the door. And the latch.
Next time on Basil's turn.
It's actually not even close. These guys are like sprinting out of here, and they didn't close it behind them. So it's open, but it's dark in there, and you can't immediately see the status of Karen.
I like the idea of you going up to the door and you just like bang on and you're like, "Hey, shut up in there! I'm trying to sleep."
Get no damn rest in this house. I treat a guest. This guy right here, he's like stood up and now he's gonna try to get past you. He tries to like shove you and get past. Let me see. He's gonna make a strength check to shove you. So you make a strength check, Virginia.
Okay. I'm gotta hold my ground.
He stands up and he just like shoves you out of the way. He doesn't quite knock you prone, but I mean it's like, these guys are like really on their last legs here. Yeah, he sort of like stumbles down following this guy, but it looks like they're making to leave. So Valna.
Well, I thought throwing them down the stairs was going to incapacitate them.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they only moved like 10 feet on their turns. They're like stumbled as fuck right now. But they're still trying to escape.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go down and try and grab one of them.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Whoa, no.
So Valna, you come like taking these stairs like two at a time, like shocked that these guys are even still moving, and you get to the bottom of the stairs and you just like take this guy in the front, you just like take his head and like slam it into the wall in front of you, and he just like crumples unconscious in front of you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Oh damn.
Okay. Chaddeus?
Cool. I'm gonna go here and pew at this one.
Okay, go ahead and pew at him. You got some.
Since if I miss, I'm just gonna hit my sister.
Oh, don't worry, I'm prone, so I think that.
Oh, good.
Me.
You're not prone, and that actually misses.
Oh darn!
God damn it!
Yeah,
That was the best damage roll I've rolled so far.
that's true. You would have smoked
Fuck.
him.
I guess I'm done.
All right, this guy's unconscious, and we're to Virginia.
All right, I want to try to grapple this guy.
Okay, make a strength check.
I've seen Vauna do it, and I'm inspired.
Well, this guy's weak as fuck, so.
I'm gonna follow in her wake.
Okay, yeah, you successfully grappled this fool.
Yeah. I like to think that I just do the most like unceremonious tackle. I just like throw my arms around and then just like fall over like a sack of potatoes.
Okay.
You basically just tackle the cripple.
Yeah.
In your situation.
Yeah. And I'm like, I did it, guys! I did it! I got him, guys!
Yeah, he's like on the ground, he's kind of weakly struggling against you, but yeah, you guys have successfully subdued the intruders.
Hell yeah!
Okay, Basil, what do you want to do about Karen here?
I guess go in the room.
I guess you go in.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a combination of that plus, like Noah was pointing out, interest in checking out, like the sneaky side of being interested in this new room to check out, but also like deep down, though he probably refuses to admit it, worried or at least interested in seeing if someone is hurt and could potentially be helped.
Okay, yeah, you go into the room and you see Karen there, and he's like rolled over on his side, and he's like holding his side and sort of like rocking back and forth. And you can see that the
Kidney stones.
the bed is starting to get quite wet with blood.
All right, can I like nudge him with my staff?
Yeah, you sort of like from like as far away as you can, you like poke at him, and he goes like help me! And he sort of like turns around as best he can, and he sees that it's you, and he says, Basil, please get help!
I wanted so that when you poke him with the staff, he starts rotating around it, you know?
He's the size of an ice cube, right?
Right.
Maybe I'll just like saunter outside the room and call indignantly for Chaddeus.
Casual as you like. Okay.
Or like
okay.
Okay, how about this actually? I walk out of the room, and as I'm like closing the door behind me, I'm like like Chaddeus, your dad's calling you, and then walking back into my bedroom.
Perfect.
I guess I go check on my dad.
Yeah, you see the same thing. You get in there, it looks like he's been pretty badly hurt. Maybe go ahead and roll like a medicine check for me. You see that he has been stabbed in the side.
Uh-oh.
I needed a medicine check for that.
with your vast medicinal knowledge.
Yeah, with your expertise in medicine.
I go, oh no, Dad. And I have blood on my hands that I wipe all over the doors. I turn in to yell for Virginia and Vauna.
I'm gonna
go get
stay planted and make sure these guys don't fucking go anywhere. Wait, is the one dead or are they both unconscious?
The one is unconscious and the other one is currently being restrained by Virginia, but he's not struggling very hard. He's
okay, I'll take over for Virginia if you want to go.
Can I make
Daddy.
a suture or something?
Daddy.
Or plug up the blood?
Yeah, what's your plan? You know, shove
I want
cloves in the
to
wound.
stop the bleeding.
Okay.
As quickly
Yeah,
as
the
I
wound
can.
is not enormous. It's like you can see that it's roughly like blade shaped. He's been stabberoonie.
Oh, okay, so he's not bleeding all over the place.
No,
Or, like,
he's definitely
losing a ton of blood?
he's bleeding a lot. Yeah, there's blood.
Okay, then I'm going to do that just because if he's not, infection is probably worse, but
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and
infection
roll
won't
medicine.
even happen if he bleeds out.
Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
medicine to see how good a job you do.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're pretty convinced
Not
that as
bad.
long as you're like holding pressure on the wound, that his bleeding has, drastically slowed down. But he seems to be in a lot of pain, and you get the sense that you're going to need more help than just applying this pressure to the wound. So
Yeah, so I already called out for Virginia and all that, so hopefully she gets her ass in here.
Yeah, I like to think I saunter in and like before I came in here, I like made a sandwich. I made a Chad special, and I just wander in with a
Just to
Chad
eat in front
special,
of me.
like a glass of milk.
You would do
Did I
that
miss
after
the
hearing
Chad
your dad
special?
scream and hearing Chaddeus like yelling.
Listen, I didn't know that he was being stabbed. I thought it was just, I thought he just wanted attention. So I come in. To the room.
yeah, you go in. Okay.
And I'm like, oh shit, fuck, Dad, what the hell?
Yeah, he's kind of pathetic right now. He looks really wounded, and there's a bit of panic in his eyes.
Do Rangers have healing? Because if so, I could probably go run and get a cleric because it's not really my wheelhouse. If you want to.
Yeah, I do not have
I
healing.
think you.
I could deal extra damage to him.
I mean,
Of course.
you could do that.
Why don't
Or
you stab him
could
again?
go
That,
get a Yumi who can heal our dad. You can
Well,
make
which one
this
of you would have
decision
more
now.
like stabilizing? Like, I feel like a ranger would be able to stabilize his wounds while Chad takes off.
Chaddeus has a +2 to
Yeah, I
medicine.
mean, that was my thought, but it doesn't seem like that's true. My medicine is +3, so
Yeah,
what's yours?
that's better than mine. That's plus. Mine is +2.
Okay. So go get the
Um,
cleric, damn it. Get the fuck out of here.
Before you can even like finish your sentence telling me to get out of here, I'm fucking sprinting. I'm scared.
Oh, now you're scared after you made your Chad special.
Yeah.
It's like just
Listen,
chill.
I didn't know the severity of the situation.
Yeah, so you take off running through the streets like in the middle of the night. I don't know. It takes maybe like 20 minutes to run all the way to the temple. And have you seen Ayumi's quarters in the temple? I think probably not. Like
Yeah.
her.
Probably
Uh-oh.
not.
Yeah, so it does take you a few minutes to rouse somebody. They seem disturbed, but maybe they're sort of used to this thing. So eventually, you do find somebody leads you to Ayumi's humble sort of like door in a big like block of these like they're not cells. They're not. It's not like a prison, but it's like really like humble living situation for the priests and stuff.
It is like a prison, actually.
Yeah. Somewhat.
They bring us bread and water. I mean, who can complain?
Yeah, but you eventually get there. What do you want to? You
notice I'm
panic?
sleeping. You don't want to, disturb me, right?
Yeah, I'll give you.
You just start like shaking her.
wanna-
Wake up!
Yeah. Hey, Yumi, come on, we gotta go. Come on, I'll explain on the way.
I push you off of me very quickly when you shake me to wake up. I'm like, ooh. And then I try to stumble for my sword in the dark, but then my glaive, but then I realize who you are, and I'm like, what is going on? What are you doing in my quarters?
Dad just got stabbed. Come on, you gotta go. He's bleeding out.
Yep, I'm coming. I'm just gonna grab my thingy blunt incense, the sensor. I'm grabbing my sensor because I need that.
Waifu body pillow.
I grabbed my waifu body pillow.
All right, come on, darling, we've got to go.
I'm just gonna start sprinting as much as I can.
Okay.
We need to get there fast.
Yeah, you were just starting to
Actually,
think.
I'm gonna put some shoes on first. I think that's probably.
Oh my
the
god,
time.
you and the fucking demands. I'm gonna
As-
put shoes on.
Ayumi, as you were going to sleep
Waifu body
on this
pillow.
particular night, you were wondering to yourself if you might never see this particular group of people again, and that might not be such a bad thing because they seem to get caught up in all kinds of trouble.
I welcome the trouble. It's all part of the job.
just an idle thought, just happened to come.
It's been a while. I mean, I've been doing other jobs. You guys didn't try to contact me. I mean,
it didn't seem like we ended last time with expectations that anyone would hang out again.
Yeah, except for these bloodsuckers at the Aram estate, just
These hangers on.
yeah. Okay, so while that's happening,
I love their dad, so I mean, he's great. I can't let him
He
die.
really is great. You guys are such an embarrassment.
He is.
Speaking of which, while that's happening, Chaddeus, you're in the room holding pressure on the wound, and your father looks up into your eyes and says, "Son, what could these men want? Why would they attack us?"
I have no idea. I have no idea who these people are. I'm looking to see if I was a smart person and bought a healing potion. I'm all over the place. I'm a dumbass who didn't.
I will say that
I'm cursing everything.
You have like just a hint of an idea who they might be.
Is it Omar or whatever?
You
bet it's
haven't seen their
Omar.
faces, but these guys right here. You didn't like immediately recognize anybody, but
It's the Mud Methods.
It's the mud habits from that
they're
you tried to
back
make
with their
friends with.
revenge.
I don't know that I really was able to see who they were too well because they were always being grappled or I was pretty far away.
That's true. Yeah, you can't put names or faces or anything, but you have like just the start of a suspicion that some of your like sort of past dealings and acquaintances may for some reason or another be interested in something like this.
Well, I can guarantee I'm not admitting that now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, your dad is like, sort of panicking. He's sort of like, he's going kind of pale in the face. Valna, these two guys, one of them is just like slumped over, like ass in the air with like his head on a stair, just like all fucked up. One of his arms is like hanging through the banister, just totally limp. And then the other one, Virginia sort of like, as she got up to leave and ran past you again, you've got one just like pinned under your boot. You've just got him like, you got your like heel on his sternum, and he's just like barely like weakly struggling, but he's conscious.
I get up right into his face and say, "Who are you?"
Yeah, he's sort of like.
Let me do an intimidate. Let me intimidate roll.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Great, but.
Yeah, he's like, me, I'm nobody. My name's Gart. It's like, don't kill me, please.
I push down a little bit on his chest.
It's like, we were supposed to just send a message.
To who?
We're just to this family. I don't even know. I don't know anything about it. I was just told to come here and hurt these people.
By who?
Give me another intimidation check. Yeah, so you're like squeezing on him, and he tells you his name is Gart, and he just says, "Doesn't matter who sent me. You'll never see him anyway."
Okay, well, I'm gonna like punch him in the face.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just roll damage. I'm gonna assume you're gonna be able to hit him.
What is that? 1d4.
Yeah, give me well, it's actually just a D2. It's like a coin flip for an unarmed attack.
Okay, 1d2.
Yeah.
Ooh, ha!
Oh, max damage.
Max damage.
Yeah, you just like knock this guy out cold. He just like goes out like a light.
Oh, great. Too strong, Founder.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so now you've got these two limp bodies here. Just as
I start to like drag them up the stairs. Gonna like, put them in a room or something.
okay, like a panther dragging its prey into a tree.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to like take them in here and like bind them? Like
Yeah, and then I'll leave them in here and put like something in front of the door, like a chair to hold it.
okay.
And then move into the other room with the others.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you get in there, and what's Basil doing? What are you doing, Basil?
You went back to bed.
I say, where is Basil? I go in and start trying to wake you up again.
Yeah, there's no rolls. I'm going to say you are able to wake Basil.
Come on, get over here. Come on.
I'm pretty sure you could just pick him up. So,
Yeah. Just pick him up by his beard.
He's like a quarter of your size.
I mean, if that. I
Even.
picture him being
Yeah.
like frail.
I have like a
and old,
modicum
too.
of respect for
Yeah.
Basil, so I'm not like just picking him up straight up quite yet.
you only do that to people's gods, You only do that.
Yeah.
That was an experiment, okay? It was
I had to know.
I had to know.
Yeah, so you get in there and Karen's still injured. Chaddeus is, sort of holding the wound. Chaddeus, just humor me. Give me a deception check.
Yikes. Oh, hey, wait, why is my deception so... Oh, because I made charisma my dump stat after you told me to make charisma my dump stat. So there we go.
That is not strictly what happened. Thank you. Everything seems as normal as it can be in this room. Chaddeus is like holding this wound, and Karen asks if you know who those men were, Fauna.
They say they're targeting your family.
Targeting us? Why? Why?
Listen, I had to get a little heavy-handed, and they're both passed out in the other room. So
he says, wait. Where's my daughter? Where's my sweet daughter?
she went to get help.
I'm here.
Oh, and I'm so grateful, son. Thank you.
God
Oh, yes.
damn it.
I'm so glad you're
You
here.
want me to let go of this?
A few minutes pass of this wincing, and you guys hear footsteps running up and into the house, and Virginia and Ayumi come barreling upstairs. Yep, perfect. Thank you. Sound effects.
Holy
The breathing really added a lot.
Dad, I got it.
Move out the way. Space! I need space! Actually, I really don't need space. I'm not even going to use the sensor at this point. I'm just going to use lay on hands. I'm in a rush.
You've seen your.
I'll use
lay on hands.
a generous 7 points of lay on hands on this dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, you reach over to use your lay on hands, and as the sort of like divine energy that you're used to fills your hands, the scar across the palm of your hand begins to like ache very deeply, like as you use your magic.
As long as it works, I don't care. I don't care.
It's Voldemort. You're a Horcrux now.
My scar.
Cool. Yeah. So you are able to ease Karen's pain here, and yeah, again, he just like seems so miffed. He's like, he's relieved that now he's not dying actively, and he just seems completely miffed at like what has happened here, and he's like looking to his children, like. He says, have you made any enemies? What? Why tonight? Why this now?
We're very wealthy. Maybe they wanted to kidnap one of us for ransom. We got in the way.
I don't think you normally stab people that you want to hold for ransom and then leave them behind.
I mean, I think they panicked. They saw Basil and they just went running. And they stabbed the first
Basil. Yep. I don't think anyone saw Basil during this encounter.
You guys are lucky you saw him. He's trying to sleep through the whole thing.
I mean, he was sleeping across the hall. They could have gone in there first and gone, oh, what are we doing here?
Oh, we don't want to fuck with this guy.
Oh shit! Yeah, what if they were trying to kill Basil, but they just got the wrong room? I mean,
Something should be done about this.
no offense, Basil, but
Does anyone have like a coat or pants? No. It's
I'm
cold.
still just in PJ pants, so I'm gonna go put on clothes that aren't covered in my father's blood.
Yeah, I'd like some clothes too. I mean, obviously, only if it's
Ayumi, you can
convenient,
borrow some of my stuff.
Okay, thank you.
While things are kind of being sorted out, and I just want to like glance out a couple windows and like just see and like look in a couple rooms, make sure, give a quick like once over to see if like I don't see anyone else.
Okay, give me a perception check looking out the windows. Yeah, you look out of a window. So Karen's window is like looking out toward the front of the house and like down into the street, and it's quite dark. But in this sort of like, the pre-dawn light here, you're able to see that there is like a figure across the street watching the house. He's just like, you can't see any specifics. It's just like a dark figure like on the other side of the street watching back at the house.
I point this out to
Not a
the others.
tiefling, is it?
It's like man sized. It's like human size.
I will go get him. And I just walk out and.
Okay, you're going down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get down there and the figure's gone. Like you
Hey, Chaddeus. What was that guy who we were warned not to talk with? Olmo. Yeah.
Olmo. There we go.
That sounds familiar.
I feel like we told him to fuck off and he didn't like that when he wanted to rob the other place.
You think this is Olmo's doing?
I don't know. It's at least, I don't know who else would try.
I mean, neither do I, but
it does seem like,
here we are.
MO.
Almost MO.
Weird they I mean
Almost MOUL.
We haven't asked the question of, Dad, are you mixed up with anything funky? You're the only one they stabbed and we were sleeping down the hall.
Question.
He gets a little defensive and he says, unbelievable. After everything that I've been through and everything I've done for you, you would accuse me of bringing calamity on this house? Of course not.
Can I do like a perception check or something like that?
Sure. Well, it's an
my
insight.
dad's lying.
It's an insight check, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Boom.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I mean, he's not lying, but you think that maybe he like protested too much,
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like to me, just textually, so that makes sense. But I'll drop it for now so they don't ask me too many questions.
Like you've both got secrets.
Uh-oh.
Cool. All right, what else? You guys want to interrogate?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, always.
Absolutely.
Always.
I'm gonna stay with Dad. I'm worried about Dad. You guys can interrogate the guy. I'll make sure that no more assassins come.
That's probably smart. Can I slap him?
Yeah, you can slap him. Just
I
slap
slap
them all
him.
about the head. Sure.
Yeah.
You want to rouse both of them?
Backhand
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they both sort of startle awake, and the one on the top there, that's Gart, and he sort of comes to, sort of sees his situation that he's bound, and he like looks around the room first, like either looking for an escape or whatever. And then he looks over and he sees that the other guy is tied up and in the same situation. And he sort of like, like nudges him or to get his attention. He's like, they only got two of us.
Well, now we know there were more.
Well, Valna saw more of them downstairs. They like,
Oh, okay.
they were like on the ground floor and they like bolted out the back. But
Well,
Yeah,
to hopefully off-put him, I will pretend like They just told us information we didn't know. And we're gonna try to trick them out of their knowledge.
Sure. What do you say? Like,
I'm trying to get who they work for pretty much and what they're trying to do.
Was Garth the one that
But
I was
also
interrogating
Vauna
before I knocked him out?
yeah.
Another one.
yeah, Gart's the one you already questioned. And as you guys are standing here, you start to realize that these two men actually look a lot alike.
Like clones.
Oh ho ho.
I just love that that's where you jump, right? Being like clones.
They look somewhat alike. Are they clones?
God damn it.
I say you were about to tell me who you're working for.
He says he seems like kind of a little like almost emboldened now that there's two of them, and he says, "Actually, you ogre, no, I wasn't."
Oh, I killed one of them. Oh,
You
Yeah,
shouldn't
no,
have
no,
said
that's what
that.
I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. I glanced at the two of you to like, kind of get your approval for. I want to kill the other dude to scare.
just for the record, this is
I
a
mean,
terrible
I think
strategy.
we can
Like,
torture the other dude.
What?
I think we can torture the other dude and make him sad his brother's being tortured.
No, let's do the thing from The Wire where we separate them and we tell them both, or we tell one of them that we'll get him McDonald's if he rats on his
I want
brother,
Reese's
and then
Pieces and tea in a
and
can.
we show that we bring McDonald's to the other guy, so he thinks the other guy ratted.
it is a classic.
Oh, that is a good move. I'm not sure it would work at this point, at this juncture, but
I should just mention that the nearest McDonald's is like across town.
Man, if only
there
we
isn't
had
one
a
in Lower
horse.
Harlow. It's just the
Yeah,
one in
it's
Upper
like-
Harlow.
By the off ramp.
All right, I'm back with the tea.
So
Just for the record, I also bought 2 cups of tea for our 2 prisoners.
That was so kind of you.
Okay, so right as you're getting yourself
Are-
worked
are we-
up to snap some necks or something, Ayumi comes through with like some nice herbal tea.
I brought tea.
Good cup, bad cop.
yeah, I need to step back because I was about to fucking murder this dude, and
Yeah. So I just go around and start handing people tea. Though, to be fair, I hand them the bad cups. I don't want them to break the nice cups. So
Well, their
I guess
hands
I'm
are
like-
bound.
Marcus. Oh, I didn't realize we tied them up.
yeah, we
I'll
tried-
set it in front of them. They can get it once they've been cut and we untie them.
They
You
can
know?
drink it, they can like lap it up like a fucking dog.
Right.
That's so dehumanizing. I don't want them to
You're
do
giving them
that.
tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
what you do.
Trying to woo them rather than murder them.
Just being a gracious host, you know.
They both look
Oh.
genuinely confused.
this is psychological warfare.
I love this.
Yeah.
Also, I love that it's like classic good cop, bad cop, but I picture Ayumi being like so genuine and like truly comforting. It must be such a mind fuck.
Bless your heart. Yeah, just like Fauna,
Like,
like just looming in one corner of the room. It's like,
well, did you get tea for me?
Oh yeah. No, I got tea for all of you guys too.
Is there a cup that I will not smash with my hands? When
I don't know.
I'll
I guess
do a
you know
dex roll
what?
to see if I smash the.
Yeah, I hope you don't smash their teacups. That would be horrible.
Yeah, did not smash.
So-
that.
Oh yeah. You're like
your hands are only shaking from the rage a little bit.
Does anyone else want to take a little swing at talking to these fellas?
I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna let them sit there for a bit. I'm gonna drink my tea. I mean, you can just sit there for a bit. Nobody's coming for them.
Gart turns to the other one and says, "What are they gonna do? They don't have the nerve. Just set us free already."
Why would we do that?
I flick his nose and I get up real close to his face and I go, say that again.
Like his nose.
And
It's so intimidating.
dang!
Ooh, it was intimidating.
Chaddeus is on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, he does. Okay, he doesn't say it again, but he just sort of like, he kind of like looks away, like pulls his face away a little bit, and the other one is like kind of shifting around in his vines a little bit, and the longer you guys are like in the room with them, the more you realize they're like
Clones.
they look really really similar. It's like uncanny.
God damn! I fucking told you.
Does it look like the second one's trying to get free?
I mean, it looks like he's like testing his vines and stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
Let's just kill one of them. They're probably just like.
and then Chaddeus, actually give me a perception check also.
Okay, because I think my next move is going to push one of them backwards in their chair onto the floor so they hit their head, and they know I mean business.
Okay, you notice that in the tussle, Gart has had his sleeve torn quite bad, and where the fabric is exposed his skin, he's bearing some thieves' camp tattoos, and one of them is the like green dipped dagger of Olmo's gang.
Well,
Fucking guy.
I'm
So
torn
shocked.
between wanting answers and not wanting them to be set around my friends, I guess. So, I guess Chase wouldn't really just murder them. I push one of them in the chair so that they fall completely backwards and hit their head and hopefully get a concussion. This is my torture technique, okay? I've never done it before. I'm just pushing them around and flicking their nose, but it seems to be kind of working, so I just keep going on. So I push him down and I try to give him a concussion.
Which one do you push?
The one that's struggling the most, whatever his fucking name is.
You've been talking to Gart, and then the other one has been shifting a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that one to make a point.
Yeah, as he like slams backwards and his head hits the floorboards, Gart sort of like turns in his chair and he says, "Bart!"
See, I told you it wasn't a bad plan. Look at them caring about what happens to the other. Just know that we're going to keep hurting your brother until you tell us what's going on.
But also, just so you know, don't worry about him dying. If he gets to the point where he's about to die,
I
I
put my arm around Ayumi's.
Don't worry.
I start to walk her out of the room.
No. I'm just saying.
Ayumi,
You don't have to worry about him dying.
I don't think you need to be here.
I can let that happen.
For what's about to go down.
Yeah, you don't need to watch us do this.
Gart says, you may not recognize us, Chaddeus, but we know you. And we also know that you're soft.
Ooh.
Ooh, damn.
Says,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
No.
Can Basil fuck him up a
I
little bit?
kicked the guy in the side.
Make a little ice blade and start slowly poking it into his ribs or something.
Sure.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are free to torture these two. They're just tied up in a room, so.
You guys
All
are
right.
so mean.
I do it.
Torture is not the way to go. I mean, we got time.
Yeah, I kicked the fallen brother in the ribcage. Call me
Okay.
soft, will you?
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty convinced you broke a rib, and he winces out, really badly. And
Man, that has to be the most successful thing I've done this whole campaign. I inflicted pain on someone I wanted to inflict pain on. The power is maddening.
You did it. You really did it.
Yeah, so Bart is on the ground. He's just, sort of squirming and, wincing. And Gart says, Says, look, kill us or let us go. What's it gonna be?
See, and that's the thing. That's what they want. They want you to kill them and let them go. Just keep them around, man. In a couple of weeks, they'll be talking.
Can I play a trick on one of them and
That's
like
really mean.
and use some sort of ice magic to like cover the guy's mouth, cover one of their mouths, and then like deceive the other one and tell him that I'm like freezing all of his organs slowly.
Okay.
You're gonna try to convince me of freezing them from the inside.
What
God.
what are you trying to get out of these guys?
I don't know. Why are we doing this?
I don't understand why you're doing it either.
We're trying to understand why they broke into our ancestral home and tried to murder our father. As the son of the person who was just attacked, I want answers.
Okay, I'll get him for you.
You're right.
Oh, damn it.
Well,
Get 'em.
not that way.
How about this? Oh, no.
5.
There we go.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I'm going to tell
Keep
3.
rolling.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell 3 lies
how
and he'll
that
believe
works.
the third one.
Okay, well, I'll say, given enough time and energy, you guys are able to torture Bart to the point where Gart, he finally says, it's not like it's going to do you any good. Says, Olmo wants something you have. We don't know the details. He doesn't tell us everything. We were just told to come here and hurt your father.
What end game would there be to stabbing our father in our house to get something that you're looking for?
I think that's
that's
perfect.
between you and Olmo.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Says, oh, I'm sure you don't. He sort of looks around the room at the rest of you and he says, if I were you and our roles were reversed here, he says, I wouldn't trust this one here. Nods to Chaddeus. He says, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Oh, interesting.
Have I stabbed anyone that we know or loved?
Let's torture
Have
Chaddeus
I?
and see what they're talking about.
Yeah, some torture.
Uh-oh.
It's a
Like
delicious
a
home cooked
burning
meal.
smell?
No, it's a delicious meal, a home cooked meal.
It is definitely a meal. I mean, you guys are busy. Your dad is hurt. I'm a guest here.
Ooh,
I should
new
be
torture technique.
making some food. You guys have
We
waffle
will
iron?
eat it in front of them.
I like to make some waffles, but I don't know where your waffle iron is.
Just make Chad special.
So while this happens, Gart also says, again, he says, are you going to let us go or not?
I mean,
What?
I'm not inclined to.
At least turn them into the gods. I mean,
What are we gonna
come
keep
on.
them hostage forever?
No, just throw them in the prison. I mean, they committed a crime. I don't.
Or
I mean,
He says at least the wait for it. He says at least the steward would have the balls to execute us. He says live or die, we'll be rewarded for our loyalty.
how will you be rewarded if you're dead?
He said, death isn't really the end, isn't it?
What? I mean, that was my
mean-
perception of how the whole thing works. But yeah, I don't think Vanna knows how to respond to that. Well, I mean, she has her own,
Okay. Yeah. After inquiring, he just says, and just sort of keeps repeating. He just says, Olmo's going to take care of us. Olmo always says he'll take care of us. As long as we're loyal.
almost take care of you when you're dead.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
seems to be
mean-
what they're getting at.
It
Or-
seems like then murdering them would be fine because, I mean,
Yeah.
they seem ready for it.
He says, we're ready. Are you, Chad?
Dude, what's their beef with Chad? Chad, you got something to tell us?
Yeah, Chad, what is? Yeah, they sound like they know you.
They sound like they know you.
I don't.
What's this about? You got tied up in something a little bigger than you?
I have no idea what this is about. I have no idea what they're looking for.
I'm going to do an. Can I do
This
an
all
insight check?
started when y'all came to town.
Can I do an insight check?
-1.
I can tell, like, the bullshit is something I can
Yeah,
see through.
I'm feeling some major bullshit over here.
Ah,
Dang
damn
it. I don't have shit. Ah, 16.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I guess it checks out.
Who wants breakfast?
We could get them to like lead us to Alma.
We're gonna do that whole let him go and follow him thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that. I was gonna say.
Yeah, wait. Let's go with
but-
Ayumi's plan of putting trackers in their breakfast, and then following them, and then we can torture them once we catch them again.
We make them think they're getting away.
Just like have him and torture him. We don't follow him at all. We don't follow.
I think we're all on the same page
It
here.
is hard playing a good aligned character when all I want to do is murder their asses. And it's just not something Chaddeus would do, is it?
Here's the thing we can do. Here's a plan. We can keep one of them as a hostage and have the other one be like a double agent and like report to us.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that. They seem to really value loyalty.
Yeah, but he was pretty worried when his homeboy bro was gonna get killed.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I think we should do though, personally, and I'm gonna be discussing this outside of the room where they can't hear us because I'm hoping we're doing all of this discussion outside of the room where they can't hear us. But
Yeah.
I mean, if we really want to follow them, I should just try to let the injured one go. Say it's out of more. I've been kind to them this whole time. They probably think I'm that much of a pushover. They won't suspect a thing. I let the one go because I'm afraid you guys will kill him, and then Virginia tracks them because I imagine you're the best tracker among us.
Yeah.
That's my.
I say that's fine, and
okay.
we can keep this one tied up.
The plan is to release one and keep the other hostage. And then try to
Well, no, okay, so
follow.
we kind of combined two plans here.
Okay, sorry.
It seemed like we don't need to keep one of them if we're not like going like are we gonna try and like get the one to be a double agent for us or
I figure I'll just let one go, and then if the plan fails, at least we still have another dude to scheme with.
no, that's stupid. Wait,
Hey, no ideas are stupid.
no, I'm saying we would never like just let this dude go like to go tell Omo that hey they killed a bunch of us and they have the one still there like.
I mean, we know that they already know that like people got away. They know that we showed up and beat some people up.
Well, yeah,
And
and
it's
right
not like
now,
I'm actually letting them go. I'm just letting them go to follow them. I just want them to think I'm letting them go out of mercy.
But okay, so both of them.
and right now, you
I mean,
guys,
fun, both. It doesn't matter to me.
Chaddeus, are you in the room alone with these two?
Oh shit, I am, aren't I?
I think I'm in there. Oh wait, no, I went to bed.
No, you went to bed.
I'm talking with Ayumi in the hall.
I whisper, "What are you doing here?"
Kurt says, you know Omo doesn't have any patience for not getting what he wants. You know if you don't let us go, more will come. They'll kill you in your sleep.
I mean, you didn't really succeed in killing my dad in his sleep, so you apparently aren't very good at this.
Idiots.
Says, well, you're lucky
So
you've got
there.
a fucking ogre sleeping in your front yard, aren't you?
Aw, that's racist.
That is a racial slur.
Wow.
That's
Holy
cold.
crap.
So,
Ryan,
question:
keep that out in the edit.
is this a window?
Wait, one last joke. Big lives matter.
Lives matter.
Oh, God.
That's a window, yeah.
Does it have bars on it, or is it glass?
Yeah, your house doesn't have bars on the window. Just a regular window.
God damn it, my strength score isn't that high, though.
Are you throwing him out or are you running away?
No, I wanted to penetrate him out the window. I
Okay.
feel like cold-blooded murder isn't a thing Chaddeus would do, but throwing someone out of a window in a fit of pique is something that he'd do.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't have a very high strength score, so instead of just straight up throwing him out of a window, I'm going to scoot the chair unceremoniously back here and then push him out the window.
As you do, he starts to panic a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, you think you're being pretty tough, huh, Chad?" And then he just like yells over your shoulder. He just says, "Ask Chad about his tattoo."
No.
And you're like,
I yell, "Don't tell them about my tramp stamp!" And I throw him out the window.
Oh my god.
yeah, he goes like tumbling through, and he like crashes into some bushes below the house, and the cherry's on brakes. But yeah, he's just like, you like look out the window, and he's just like laying motionless in the bush out there.
I tell his brother, "You got anything else to say?"
I guess we
You
would
out a
come
window,
back
too.
inside after we heard him yell, right?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go down to the dude who fell. I'm gonna go downstairs and go to the dude in the bushes.
Yeah, he's just unconscious. He's just like passed out in the bush. Thing. And at this point, the like sun is coming up. You can like hear, you're kind of like behind like a hedge in the front yard, but you can hear that there's like starting to be like some footsteps on the streets outside and stuff.
I better at the very least get this dude off the street. I mean, I don't want people walking by and seeing. I mean, I guess you're in a little estate. It's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, I mean you're like adjacent to the street. There's just like a little like short hedge and shit, but I mean, somebody decided to peer in and check it out. They'd be able to see what's going on.
I'm gonna start like sort of dragging him back inside like he's drunk. It's a classic move with unconscious people.
I grab
like that
Chaddeus and I say, "What are you doing?"
He irritated me. I feel like that's something that I can understand.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he pissed me off is a reasonable fauna explanation. I didn't kill him. I just threw him out a window. Now they know we mean business.
Was that Gart that got thrown out the window, or the Bart?
There's Gart. Gart's the kind of the talky one.
Hey, Mister, you all right?
He's like so woozy, just like ugh.
I think this is the one I pushed down earlier too. So
Yeah, these guys have been really.
that's fucked up.
They've been through the ringer for sure.
Yeah, Yumi, you notice that
poor
Gart has
guy.
like a little bit of blood like trickling out of one ear, and like he's got some like horrible swelling above one of his collarbones.
Oh, jeez.
I
Oh, jeez.
He's got like all these bruises and shit. He's like all fucked up. Yeah.
I say to Chaddeus, "What tattoo?"
Ooh.
Hey, I've been walking around with my shirt off this whole time. You all saw it. Can we not bring up the tramp stamp anymore? Okay?
I slap
You're
Chaddeus
trying to
and I say,
discredit
"Stop!" I
me.
say, "Stop lying."
But it
I've had
sounds
my
like it,
shirt off this whole time. I have a tramp stamp on my back. It's
What
a
about-
fact.
what about your arms, Chad?
I don't
Come on,
have any
yeah.
on my arms, and
Don't
I
have
show
any
them my arms.
Yeah, Chaddeus doesn't have any tattoos on his arms, but he does have like a small tattoo, like right at the bottom of his back, like right above his like belt line, and it's like it's like you guys saw the tattoos that these guys are sporting, and there's sort of these like kind of badass like sharp looking daggers that have like this like dull green like ink dripping off of them, and Chaddeus has this like little, I mean you could just imagine it's like basically like a 1-inch blade, these like two little tiny daggers like crossed right above his like tailbone in the back, but it's just like so emasculating and like not badass in even the slightest bit.
Yeah, guys, I'm sensitive about it, okay?
How did this guy know you had a tattoo?
They're
'Cause I've been
lovers.
running around without my shirt this whole time.
Bart is on the ground right there, and he sort of chuckles and he says, "Gart knew he had it because Gart fucking gave it to him."
Guys, this is my personal life, okay? It's not up for discussion. And this man is
I think it
being
is.
very uncouth. If I've seen him before, then I'm sure it was a Tinder date.
See a lot of faces, when you're
Is Chaddeus
rich
gay?
and popular.
I mean, it's not the faces I'm looking at, so
Are you gonna beat Chaddeus up?
It's clearly no, but you're clearly lying.
I don't know. You don't know that. You don't know anything.
How would this person like know
Prove it.
you and the tattoo and whatnot? Like,
Also, I feel like
And mention it while falling.
I mean, it is my house, so they would know who I am.
but also
I'm
wouldn't
not
the,
like a surprise figure, like a bagel running around, sleeping in a spare bedroom that they don't know about. Can I throw this one out the window too? It was so much fun.
matchies. No.
This is probably a bad idea.
One of them needs to be able to.
Why is it a bad idea to throw them out the window?
Well, I'm still like not satisfied with Chaddeus's responses.
Wow.
You don't have to
but
be satisfied.
Yeah, Chaddeus doesn't seem very eager to completely divulge all of the details.
I mean, we haven't gotten any
I'll
details.
say shit.
It's not.
It seems like
You can't make me say
Where is
shit.
Virginia right now? Virginia, get over here.
I like to imagine that you guys stay up all fucking night interrogating these guys, and I like come down for breakfast the next morning, and you're like still talking about this.
I like to imagine
Nice.
you come down for breakfast, they're talking, arguing upstairs about tattoos, and you come downstairs and I'm sitting with another one of them unconscious with breakfast laid out for everyone.
Yeah.
Are you
And I'm
hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. Where is everybody? Are they still sleeping?
I think they're still upstairs with the other guy. Honestly, I've been trying to sort of stay out of it. It's been a bit
Oh,
much
man.
for me. It's been a bit.
Ah, dang! Why didn't you just make waffles? The waffle iron is just in the basement.
Oh, why would you keep that in the basement?
You don't keep your
You
waffle
have
iron
to
in
use
the
it all the
basement?
time.
Yeah,
I
where do you
carry
keep
my
yours?
waffle iron with me most of the time. You've seen it hanging off my pack. If I wasn't in such a rush, I would have brought it
Yeah.
here too.
It seems like the most sensible place for a waffle iron would be in the kitchen and not in the basement. But
Well, Karen's been
It's
trying to
alright,
watch his
though.
carbs.
We have to
Because of
hide
his
the waffle iron from Dad.
uh,
Otherwise, that's all he eats. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's just waffles.
How's he doing that ways,
Yeah, he's on the mend. He's like really very weak, and he lost some blood. He does say, before he like falls asleep, in the early morning, it's pretty obvious he's gonna like want to rest for some hours. He does say to Virginia, like, maybe we can still do the contest together, daughter. And then he's kind of like, hopefully, and then he sort of falls asleep.
Aw.
I'm so bitter about this.
I'll come by tomorrow as well to check up on him again. So
Oh, sure, yeah. Thanks, Ian.
we can also get like a real
lifesaver.
cleric up in here if we need to like.
a real healer.
if things
Wow.
I'll admit,
Wow.
it's not my specialty. If your
Whoa.
father was possessed by a demon, I'm your call. But I mean,
Yeah.
I can manage a good old fashioned heal.
So do we want to just let them go and then plan to follow them?
Hunt them the fuck down.
Do we not know where Olmo is?
Well, Chaddeus
You have
might,
to ask
but
Chad. You have to. Chaddeus.
Check your tattoo.
yeah,
Chaddeus.
Chaddeus, where is Almo at?
I mean, you've seen it. It's not exactly a map, man. Stop bringing up my tattoo. Very embarrassing for me.
What if the tattoo is a map? We have to analyze it.
Have I, or do I know about the tattoo? Did I know about it beforehand?
I think everyone knows about the tattoo right now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Right, I'm
okay,
saying,
fair
is it
enough.
all
Well, I'm saying, like, did
completely
I
new
know
to-
about it?
Hmm.
Do I have prior
How?
knowledge of the tattoo?
I mean, clearly I'm not hiding it. Like, I'm running around with my shirt off. I'm not hiding it because it just looks like a shit tattoo.
This is an important detail for me. Does Chaddeus think that the tattoo is badass?
Say it, Chaddeus.
So he does not but he lies to himself that it is. And
That's
any
so
amount
cool.
of criticism really fucks with this fragile sense of cool of his tattoo.
What? Fragile? That's
No.
not Chaddeus.
Yeah, and I guess like the being like introduced to like the thieves' cant with the tattoos, like maybe Chaddeus doesn't like fully understand like all the nuances of that entirely yet. Yeah.
I mean, I also don't know if I'm necessarily telling them all the details behind my tramp stamp right now, but
True
I
that, true
definitely
that.
It sounds like you're not.
Self-conscious
About the tramp stamp right now.
that
But also, wouldn't we
I'm
recognize it?
self-conscious they have the cool ones. I thought I was getting one of those, and I didn't. This is out of character, but since Nick asked, I'm deeply butthurt that they got a cool one and I didn't, okay?
But also, aren't they stylized the same way? Wouldn't we recognize it as like that thing we've seen on
No.
people we've fought? Or it's different enough?
It's on these dudes that we saw.
The others are like
we can look at theirs right now.
crisp.
Yeah, and they're
like, well
they're like
done.
edgy and intimidating, and Chaddeus is just has
Really
almost like
done by
a
someone
somewhat
that's
cartoony
really
flair to it.
Okay, that checks then, I think. Yeah, we could probably just make fun of Chad for it, but otherwise, like, not. I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking it was a smoking gun. Like, you have the death, like the mark of the Death Eater or whatever it's called. Like, there's no denying. Okay, that makes me feel better then.
No, that I would be hiding. No. I have a completely different looking one on my lower back, so my gambit is that it's a drunk tattoo, not anything sketchy.
Got it. But now that these weird
Doesn't
guys
mean the
were
gambit
obviously
would work, but that's where I'm going.
Yeah, and
Huh?
additionally, the tattoos are meant to be, they're thieves' cant. So even though like the tattoo is like, oh, it's like a cool tattoo, like the specifics of what the tattoo means, like the dagger or the harp on Peerless Row, those are like things that only someone who speaks thieves' cant would like know the intricacies of, and that it like marks somebody as a particular type of person. Yeah, so like the actual like symbolism behind the tattoos is kind of lost on the rest of the party. I mean, you can associate like, oh, this guy's got like this dagger tattoo, and he looks, obviously he's like in here trying to assassinate some motherfuckers, but
I'm just not sharing any information at this time about anything that I do know.
yeah.
I think that that's my prerogative as a character and a player to not tell you everything. Okay, I've got secrets. I have a right.
But it is Vauna in character right now would be pushing for this.
yeah.
It's like annoyingly like cool. So the plan is to like the release and track and try to get to Olmo.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Unless someone's got a better idea.
Sure, I can do that.
Some other things you guys may want to handle is to just as like just keep it fresh in your minds. I kind of expected that tonight we might get back to checking on Sif, but we didn't. But that's no problem. And he may have something interesting to say about where he acquired the milk of the Nalfashni.
But probably not, so we could skip that.
Yeah, but you might just skip it because it's probably just a side.
Doesn't
probably
seem
just a
relevant.
side quest like everything else.
Yeah, we got to get back to the main quest of arguing about what Chad's tramp stamp means.
I'm very self-conscious now, and I will never go shirtless amongst you again. You have robbed yourselves of this sight.
Is Chaddeus
Good day, sir.
like jacked at all?
Yeah, are you ripped?
Are you shredded?
I think I'm like wiry. I think it's like a wiry kind of muscle, not like an
Classic.
ab kind of muscle.
Man, now I really feel bad for missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, those
I'm
are
like
always-
sort of Twinkie adjacent, I think. I'm a little slight. I don't
Those
have a
are
lot
always-
of meat on me. I've got muscle,
Twinks
but
don't.
my strength modifier is still 0, so, make of that what you will. I realized that I also broke the window in the room that they're in.
Now we're gonna have to call a glacier
A glacier.
or whatever they're.
Doesn't your dad have a glacier on retainer?
Ooh, actually, you know what we can do? We can leave them and lock them in like we're idiots, and then that's how we'll track them without them necessarily knowing that we're just straight up letting them go.
That's a better idea, yeah.
Like,
Glacier.
Oh.
you have to believe I'm dumb enough to do that, I think.
It's not
Okay.
bad. But yeah, we did.
Roll to try to trick them into thinking that it's fine.
Well,
I
I mean,
like
there's
it.
a big hole in the window where they're currently at. I mean, the way they could
I'm
escape out
saying
of.
tie them up and walk away, and eventually they'll get out and get it out through the window, and they'll think that they got out themselves, and I'm just an idiot that left them locked up in an open windowed room.
I like that plan.
And I think
Okay,
it only
yeah.
works because it's Chaddeus.
Yeah,
They genuinely believe it.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
but-
think that they'd question in the same way they'd question if Fauna left him there.
Man.
I go through the door and I say very loudly, I'm gonna lock them back in where we can interrogate them after breakfast. Lock the door.
Should I lock this other guy up?
Yeah,
he hasn't
yeah.
woken up. He hasn't eaten breakfast. Should we wait till after he's eaten, or like?
No.
No, we don't wait.
So one's still strapped to a chair, and the other one is like unconscious. And you just like dumped him in the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In so many words.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess like eventually, after several hours, we can assume that they would be able to work, like rouse themselves and work their way out of their bindings. Give me like a deception check as a group to see if you guys have been able to like sell this ruse that they've like
Yikes.
mysteriously been left alone.
Nerp.
Nerd. I finally get to do an actual deception check.
Do
I need to roll?
it.
'Cause I never interacted
Dang.
Nice.
Big money, big money, big money. Crit.
Do I get advantage for it being more believable coming from me?
Because they think that little of you.
That's the stupid advantage.
Yeah, that
Yep.
does seem like
Cool.
you would get advantage for that.
Sure. I mean, yeah, these are pretty high rolls. It's not like they'd want to stick around.
it. Lol.
Well, I guess that
Got
8
him.
wasn't so
Well,
bad. I
It's
guess
an 8.
Somebody watch the window. I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say
watching
someone,
the window.
someone,
For the
whoever's
record.
Virginia is the one that's gonna
Actually,
do this,
Virginia
right?
should probably watch the window, being the trap.
Okay,
Or, like,
fine.
Wait in the bush or something, or do some,
Yeah.
some ranger shit. This is your thing.
I
This
reluctant.
is the whole point of you, okay?
I just want to eat breakfast, but I think I just like take my breakfast over next to a seat.
This is
next
hours
to the window.
later. This is hours after.
Oh, is it?
breakfast.
I'm
Yeah,
still
so-
eating breakfast.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'll reluctantly go sit by a window. This is a boring job. I don't want to do this, but I'll fucking do it.
Okay, yeah. After some amount of time, you're sitting there. You see like a tied up sheet like fall out of the window, and the two of them like sort of like slowly work their way down it. And yeah, I mean it's like the middle of the day now. It's like noon or whatever. They just like start working their way down the street, and then we can pick up on that in the next section. But yeah, they definitely leave. I'll give you that.
All right.
We did it, guys!
We did it. We let him go.
Successfully let the prisoners escape.
They
Damn,
did,
we're good.
They did in fact escape the room.